It is.
So grateful that you picked me out. My name is Emil.
You're hard to miss.
Thank you.
White light all around you.
I'm in recovery.
Yeah?
And
I've recovered.
Wow. Really? I've recovered, all right. But my challenge is that...
My opportunity is
that the
thing I'm most interested in, excited about.
The recovery program tells me that I need to be in constant service. I need to go to meetings.
You are. Here you are. Serving all of us. The clarity of that which is you.
How do I balance all this? Because sometimes it gets very overwhelming, and sometimes we get...
Well, balance is a perfect word, because an overwhelming means out of balance. So you strive to keep yourself in balance, but you do it by starting on the first thing. In other words, you sort of have to get a head start on it. Have you been listening to us for a little while?
Yeah.
And sometimes we hear people say something that sounds just like this. Abraham, I've jumped out of an airplane. I don't have a parachute. What should I do now? And we say, hang on, it will be over in a little bit.
Right.
Because sometimes there is momentum. And to think that you're going to take that kind of momentum and just turn it around all of a sudden, you're not going to. But you start with easier and easier things. And the easiest way is by just beginning your day by looking for things that feel good and practicing those things until they get a little bit of momentum going, and you start noticing the evidence of the well-being, and then you're off and running. We know it is that simple, and it sounds too simplistic, but it is that simple. We'll hear you.
The challenge that I'm having is with the so-called step 4 in recovery, which is where we take inventory of our lives and we find out where we were wrong, and then we move on later on to step 9 where we make amends. And I could remember one of your recordings where you were in Florida on a workshop and you entered some directions on your GPS and you went the wrong way, and then you guys finally corrected your way, and then you said to Jerry, why don't we go back and find out where we made the mistakes? And Jerry told you, why don't you just drop it and we focus on the way ahead.
Let's just go where we want to go. Now we know which way it is. Yeah.
But we have to find out what our errors were so we don't repeat them again in our future.
Well, we just have one question, and we're not wanting to take issue with anything that's working for anyone.
Right.
We just want to ask you one question. Is there any question in your mind about where you went wrong?
No.
So do we have to beat that drum until it becomes your chronic now? Or can you stop beating that drum and start beating the drum of where you've gone right? You see, it's this vibrational... If you hear what we're saying, that law of attraction is responding to you here and now. So here you are. I get it, Abraham. Law of attraction is responding to me. This is my point of power. My point of power is right now. And source energy is shining to me and through me and adoring me. So my best resonance is to find that feeling. My most powerful beingness is to find resonance with my inner being who adores me, who appreciates me, who adores me, who loves me unconditionally. But I can't do that right now. I got to do step 4. I can't do that right now. So I'm gonna make a list of all the things that I did wrong, and I know full well that my inner being will not go there with me, because my inner being never goes there with me when I beat up on myself. So I'm just going to do step 4, and I'm out here on the raw and ragged edge because my inner being isn't going to come with me, because my inner being will not condemn me just because I am condemning me. And in fact, the negative emotion that I feel is evidence that my inner being will not join me. If my inner being would join me on the beat up on me phase of this 12-step process, then I wouldn't feel the separation between my inner being and me, because there would be no separation, because my inner being would be beating up on me too. But since my inner being won't beat up on me, then I'm choosing to beat up on me, which means I'm choosing to separate myself from me, and I am delaying my recovery, because my recovery is all about my full resonance with the well-being that is mine to have. Ooh, that was the best ever. The best ever. So now, but let's take it a little further here. So I get it about my point of attraction. And I understand about this resonance, and I understand that Source has pointed to me and through me. So you all heard all of that. Now we want to talk about something, because this is a subject that we began with here today. And it's a subject that you are so ready to understand, that you are so ready to allow things to begin to manifest in your experiences in the way that you've wanted. You're so ready to actually give the physical birth and have the realization of so many of these things as they move from your vortex of creation into your point of attraction, into your grid, into your climate, into your atmosphere, into your beingness where you are. So, as you stand in any moment, talking about all of you, as you stand in any moment, you are doing one of two things. You are either reacting to something that's going on in the physical world, or you are reacting to the grid that you have prepared. You know the phrase you all use all the time? Maybe not so much anymore, but it was rampant for a while. I want to let you know where I'm coming from. Well, are you coming from your practiced climate alignment with Source? Or are you coming from this vantage point that humans have about one thing or another? And you've trained yourself to come from that vantage point. In other words, that's what very conditional love is. When I look out into the world and I look at that condition, I feel good. And so I'm experiencing love, but it's a conditional love because I needed that condition to present itself to me, and I needed to sift and sort and find that condition. And now that I found that condition that causes me to feel good, I feel love, but it is a conditional love. Would you agree to that? Mm-hmm. Now, because I'm looking out there, because that's what I'm used to doing, because I'm used to caring what this one thinks and this one thinks and this one thinks. I've been taking the polls of my own life. I've been listening to others. So I've conditioned myself to look for conditions in order to make me feel good. But I'm sort of all over the map on that because the squeaking wheel sort of gets my attention. So when I see a condition that makes me feel good, fortunately my conditional love does feel good, but when I see a condition that makes me feel bad, now I feel like I need to control that condition, but I can't because it's happening in another part of the world or because it's happening to someone else. So now my conditional love isn't serving me very well because I can't control the conditions. You're with us so far, aren't you? Yeah. What condition can you control? What can you control? You can control your relationship with Source. You can control the thoughts you think right now. You can control the momentum that you get going. You can control waking up and looking for positive aspects. You can control how lovely you feel about yourself in time. You can control that. And that is what unconditional love is. It's never needing the conditions. Jerry and Esther's wonderful book publisher said to them early on, don't read the reviews. And Jerry said, but look at all of these really favorable reviews. And Reed said, yeah, the favorable ones will call you and the unfavorable ones will break your heart. Don't practice the condition. Don't practice needing approval from out there. Find it where it's always offered, because Source is loving you unconditionally, whether you're on step 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 9 or 10 or 11 or 12. Source has always loved you. It is your finding reasons not to love you that is at the heart of everything that has been uncomfortable to you from the beginning of your conscious awareness that you were uncomfortable, you see. So we're not saying throw the program away. We're saying modify it in your own mind. Okay, step 4 accomplished.
All right. Thank you.
Did you do step 4? Yep, I did it. I did step 4. How do you know? Because I feel forgiven. I feel forgiven. I know I did it right because I feel so good about me. I feel so good about me that I don't need to cover up the bad way I feel with something to drink or something to shoot or something to snort. I feel so good, unconditionally good. I don't need other conditions to cover up how I feel. That's how good I feel. Step 4. Done.
Thank you. Appreciate it.